ricordo che ci stavo chiesto di fare la sua presentazione in inglese, così riusciamo quindi a seguirlo. Quindi invito il professor Helmut a introdurci se volete seguire.
Nostra collega all'Università di Berlino che una struttura che a Berlino lavora da 30 anni nella formazione professionale e quindi il professor Riethmüller ha una grande esperienza nella vocational training.
Quel modello che ogni volta cerchiamo di portare, diciamo, a casa, ma facciamo vedere quante difficoltà. Ogni volta cerchiamo di introdurre nel nostro sistema, ma per noi è molto complesso, anche perché le scelte che vengono fatte già molto in età precoce.
Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to tell you about our platform, which is called Vivid, but I would also like to make a few points before we come into this about the German system of dual education, which is so highly praised, and of course it has its shortcomings as well. Now, what we will present to you will help to overcome some of these shortcomings. I come to it later. But it's quite clear, you were mentioning there are gaps between industry and what is being taught. There are the adaptations of the knowledge, there are the huge gaps, and there are new training fields that are coming up. 47% of people will have new jobs in the next 30 years, and all these problems are being dealt with to some extent with new methods. But when we look at Germany and we think the dual system there is really up to date, I may tell you there are also adaptation circles in the professions that the system prouds itself. We are really always having new subjects, the new needs of the industry because we are closely linked. But then it has cycles of 5 to 10 years when there are new curricula being developed, and then they get into law. Each profession has its laws really adapted by the parliament. So it's also not so flexible as it should be, as it could be. But I may say the amount of dual education in Germany is about for 50% of the young people. We have 40% of young people in universities. We have about 10% unskilled people who remain untrained. And of course, they are at the bottom of the labor force. We have 50% of young people in vocational education and training. That's very good, and certainly this will be kind of the model just by these quantities for the rest of the world, especially in Europe, but also let's look at Africa or other continents. And to fill this gap with vocational training is one of the big tasks in the 21st century. I keep saying we have schools for centuries and centuries, where of course we have universities coming from Bologna and over centuries, but vocational training is still a very, very new field that has to be developed with new instruments, with new technologies, preparing for the new industries for 3.0. When just looking at our place, I have it here, when we think about the library upstairs, and it was a huge room, very impressive books, and nowadays all this library would fit into this computer once the books are scanned, and it's totally different jobs. No more printing, no more writing and all these things. So now what has the blue dog to do with this? Have you ever seen a blue dog? No, not really. But there is a blue dog that comes from Australia, and it's quite famous there, and it's a training platform. It's called a blue dog training because it's in the old days in Australia, the craftsmen used to take a dog with them when they were going out to the farms for doing the electricity or carpenting and so on, and the dogs were giving them company because the dogs were going to join with the work. The dogs were the blue dogs. And now they made a training company of it because they decided to accompany the craftsmen that go out to do their jobs, but maybe with new technologies, new windows or climatization machines to be maintained. And if they run into any problem, the craftsmen and their apprentices would call to Blue Dog Training and say, hey, I have a problem, I don't know how to fix this thing, or it's a new technology. And the man at the other end of the phone would say, have a look to these new features. You have to do such and such. And you don't understand what I mean? Just a moment, I take my iPhone, I film it somewhere in our hall where we have a display of these new features, and he would film it and transmit it to the man somewhere out in the field, hundreds of miles away. And now they know how to do, yes, I have the screws here, the screws there, and the job is done. Now that's the kind of technology that we need nowadays, and it's on platforms. And Blue Dog training has been advanced so much that it's now also offering full-scale trainings, and they say, if you do a training with Blue Dog training, where is it? Then you will even get a certificate, and if you have a certificate, you will get the Australian white card that allows you to immigrate and stay in Australia. And it's all the training via platforms. Now, before I go on, I may ask you, have you ever heard of Udacity? Would Udemy mean something to you? Coursera, EDX, well, we talked about it. You were very good pupils. But believe me, I was talking, and I'm a bit ashamed to tell you, I was talking to people from the Ministry of Education and Research in Germany about these words. I asked them, Udemy, Udacity, Coursera, and they all, what is it? And among 70 people, one finger was going up. Yes, I know. So I show you a little bit. There is Udacity. It's a huge platform. It's more on the academic level. Become a data scientist. There is Udemy. More than 1 million students. About between 50 and 60,000 courses. It may be on how to make a sushi, but also become a chef, or what communication or programming do you need, and there's a course of 50 hours, and it costs something like between 1999 euros or 199 euros. There is Coursera, and it's with big universities, Stanford, Illinois University, Michigan, and so on. Academic level. And then there is Vivid. So Vivid is our platform, and as you have just seen, it's in good company of huge platforms that are now operating all over the world. And it's high time that we catch up with these platforms, but we need platforms dealing with vocational education and training. This is a field still wide open. So, over the past 3 years, we have developed this platform, or further developed this platform in a European project, and Gaetano will tell you more about it. But let's just have a look. We are creating a global learning platform for vocational education and training. And we will hopefully will be unique even compared to these platforms that I just showed to you. We are really fully focusing on that, on vocational training, not so on university levels. We will have many courses, trainings, and videos in this platform, so that anyone, any teacher can easily fill his or her content into the platform and create new courses and use it in the classroom, but it may also be conveyed to training stations somewhere in the world, in Africa, in the last corners of the world, for young people doing trainings there. So we will have the possibility to customize for companies exactly what you were talking about, that companies have new needs of training content, and they could easily fill it into the platform and show to their employees, but also to their trainees, look, here are the new contents. So there will be an ability then further to translate these trainings into local languages. Vivid has about 10 languages, and the trainings we are filling into it will be translated into these 10 languages, including Hungarian and Arabic, and I'm sure someday also Chinese. And it will also be about what we call situative learning or mobile learning. You can have all the contents of the platform on your iPhone, and you may even look at your workplace, you may look up, I have a problem, you know, the tutorials. You don't know how to fix your coffee machine, you take your iPhone and you get it done. Seriously. It works like this, the tutorials, and those tutorials will also be used in the platform. So we will have many features. I mentioned quite a number of them. I won't go now into detail, but I just wanted to introduce, of course, it was produced by Clar to develop together with the neighbors that are APWG. You mentioned already, it's our Spanish partners from Barcelona and the Polytech University there. It's Forum International, which is our institute in Berlin. We have about 1,500 students in vocational education and training. And there's UART, the University of Agricultural and Rural Development. So these partners are all engaged on this platform to produce new contents, and in different forms, from texts to quizzes to tasks to videos and then they form courses and trainings. And as these, for example, the videos we take from the internet, they are already there. We will be filming more videos because many of these items are already existing. It's then the question of forming a curriculum out of it and filling it into the platform, and it's kind of a quick process. And when I was just remembering the needs of green skills and nursing skills you were mentioning, and skills for small and medium enterprises, it's exactly what we have here already. Basics of organic agriculture, green maintenance, geriatric care, management of small and medium enterprises. So we are just hitting these fields you were mentioning, and of course there are also new fields like IT, competences, and cybersecurity. We all know about the hackers. We all don't know anything how to protect ourselves from the hackers, and there are 3 courses in cybersecurity being on the platform by our Spanish partners. Pablo is there at the end. And so those are needs that don't go through cycles of new curricula and new laws and state curricula and so on, but they just are produced, they go onto the platform, and they are available for the public within half a year or even on short-term notice. So I would welcome you to join the Vivid community, and I will now do Gaetano to tell you more about it.